gentlemen, and tentacle monsters, it's time for everyone's favorite podcast, RoboAwesome's very own RoboCast. Tonight's lineup is amazingly exquisite. First off, we have the man who created us all with a double-double animal style in each hand, Modus!
Hey everybody, I'm shirtless and wearing a sombrero.
Yes. He caught them all, then released them so he could catch them all over again, Aaron!
Sup?
He has the development team for Earthbound locked in his basement where he tortures them until they make a sequel for the Wii. Lucas!
It's an ongoing process, but it will happen.
And then there's me, Jesse. Let's get this show going! Ing, 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 ing.
Wow, that was an amazing fade-out effect.
Thanks.
Is that from our new soundboard?
It is.
How much did we pay for that?
Dollars.
It's embarrassing.
Several dollars.
I had to give up the yacht.
Oh, man.
Which one?
The red one.
I love that one! With the little submarine on the side?
T-Pain, chained to the deck, singing songs.
Yep.
Yeah, the one with the helipad too. You really bummed me out.
That makes me hella sad. Get it? Because it's a helipad.
Oh. God, we're hilarious.
Hey guys, did you hear about that RoboAwesome has a brand new forum?
What?
What?
Yes.
Where?
News to me.
Yeah. It's amazing. They have all these like you can talk to the staff and everything.
What? Staff? What's that?
Yeah. Like, I think it's a type of infection. But
Oh, is it right near the Cave of Tits?
it's actually near that, yes. You just go to our website, which is RoboAwesome.com, and there's a little tab that says Community. You click that, and blammo, you can join our fun community.
Or you could bypass that boring old site altogether and just go to community.robotawesome.com.
That too.
There's nothing to read there anyway. Don't even bother with that. I'm kidding.
I was about to say.
Can you
Gonna have
double
some
fire
words.
somebody?
What's that?
Can you double fire somebody?
I think that the second firing would negate the first, so they would just be rehired.
God damn it, you're double fired.
Oh. So what games have you guys played so far this summer? The time of year with no games.
Shadows of the Damned.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Game was sick.
Loved it.
The way you said that.
It sold like 5 copies. Ooh.
Really?
Oh yeah, it had really bad sales.
Huh.
Everyone was too busy playing Ocarina of Time for the 15th time. Jerks.
And EA was too busy not promoting the game.
That too. That didn't help.
Speaking of Ocarina of Time, I've been spending a lot of time with that lately. And also I'm way behind on my Xbox games, so I'm about halfway through Batman Arkham Asylum.
Nice.
I like it, but I'm kind of bad at it. I get the heck beat out of me all the time.
I tried to play it through the OnLive service, that streaming game service,
Oh yeah.
but the service is not so good. So the graphics were always like real pixelated, there'd be a lot of lag, and I think I have a good internet connection, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's about all I've played of it.
It's pretty good. If you get like GameFly or something, I definitely would grab it. It's pretty short to warrant a purchase, but I imagine the price has probably dropped by now.
It's like $20.
Yeah.
So I paid the full 60 because I'm a real Batman fan.
Yeah.
Midnight release and everything.
Yeah, I think I paid $30 for it new, and that was for the Game of the Year edition with the
The
stupid
goofy fucking 3D glasses.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't look too bad for 3D though. Like I can kind of shift my angle around, and you don't really lose the 3D effect, which is kind of nice. Unlike the 3DS, where a millimeter makes it blurry. What games have you been playing this summer, Jesse?
I've been playing Catherine.
Oops.
It's
Nice.
like I had a certain expectation to it, and it just went way above it, which a lot of games don't end up doing that.
Have you completed it yet?
Yes. It's one of those games where it's like the puzzle elements are pretty damn challenging, but you want to know what happens next in the story, so you gotta just force yourself to beat it.
Right.
And it's almost maddening. You're like just screaming at the TV that you don't even care about these stupid blocks. You just want to see what happens next. So you kind of got to force yourself through it, but it's still fun.
So is it like rewarding and challenging, or is it just difficult?
Yeah, you get a pretty great sense of accomplishment when you finally beat one of the boss levels. Like Hallelujah starts playing and the boss explodes.
Yeah, it's definitely has the whole Monster Hunter killing a big monster feeling to it when you beat a hard stage.
I heard there's a
Instead
few
of a giant
different
dragon, it's a giant ass
Yeah.
vagina thing monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that. It was like an ass with a tongue coming out of it, and there are blocks in between its legs or something.
Yeah, just wait till you see it in motion.
Oh my god, it is terrifying. Oh, there's some other things that are even more terrifying in that. Oh my god, it's like I want to like have a discussion. Maybe like Lucas and I will have like a spoiler fest podcast where we just talk about the game, because there's a lot of stuff I'd like to talk about with someone else playing it.
I'll have to finish it then.
Yeah.
I still
kinda stopped
chuckle every
playing it
now and
'cause they-
again. Sorry. I still chuckle every now and again when I think of that screenshot, Jesse, where you're like, wait, is that a butt?
Yeah. That's what I was like, what? I'm sorry, Atlas. Your butt-shaped creatures scare me a lot.
Well, I'm sure that was probably the point, so...
Yeah, don't be too upset by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sure it had some
Yeah, I
sort
would
of
have finished it, but I
foreshadowing.
got distracted by Gamefly.
How is Gamefly? Is it gotten better? Because a while ago I heard some really bad reviews about it.
I've had it for a while. I've never had any problems with it. But I kind of use it like an asshole, and when a game I want is like new, I'll just empty out my entire queue and let that sit there until they finally have a copy to send me.
Oh, okay.
It usually works. It just takes a little extra time.
Cool.
Yeah, I got a Duke Nukem Forever, which kind of sucked, obviously. And then I just started playing Alice Madness Returns, which seems like it might be a good distraction.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about Duke Nukem. Is the gameplay actually really bad, or is it just like really terrible one-liners?
Well, the one-liners and stuff are, typical Duke Nukem fare, so that's all fine and spiffy, but the gameplay is just all over the place. You can tell they kept trying to add things in as new games came out were popular. Half of the game is really half-assed Half-Life 2 physics puzzles. Throwing barrels onto platforms to weigh it down and shit, while there's big cops trying to shoot at you.
Big cops?
Big cops, man.
No, oxymoron. Oh, no.
That's the joke.
I know.
The only Duke Nukem I'm familiar with
There's
is
really
Captain Planet
dragged
villain.
out vehicle sections. What?
I said the only Duke Nukem I'm familiar with is the Captain Planet villain.
What?
He was a villain in Captain Planet.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, was this before or after he had an evening with Pikachu?
I think it was immediately after.
Good times, good times.
You know how many times that podcast got reported just for that picture?
Oh my.
Like,
Not enough.
like 10 at least.
It's censored.
Yeah, barely.
You have no idea what's happening under that black bar.
I have an idea. I have a pretty good idea.
Well, why don't you tell us, since you're an expert on
Hey,
Pikachu and Captain Planet.
there's a concealed microphone and Captain Planet is singing a song.
Oh. Awesome.
How about...
Ew, that is too new. I hate it. He looks like he's made of corn.
He's radioactive.
Looks like
That
a
should-
really bad Chinese knockoff of the Thing.
Yeah. I have a feeling that's going to be our RoboCast picture this week.
Hi.
I also... Oh,
Wait,
go ahead. I also picked up Valkyria Chronicles for PS3, which is magical.
Nice.
I love that game.
That's a good game. I love that one.
What type of game is that?
It's like an RPG strategy, alternate World War II Earth place game thing, anime stuff.
It's
What's
like
nice
a
is it-
turn-based third-person shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can imagine that.
Highly underrated.
Yeah. Very.
Another really cool game that sold like 5 copies.
Did they put it out on 360?
Nope.
No, unfortunately.
Oh.
But the real crime is that the sequel is only on the PSP.
Yeah, that makes me sad.
Can't you play PSP games on a PS3 now? Can't you download them?
No, there's certain games on the PS3 that you can play using the PSP as a controller for some reason. I don't know why you'd ever want to do that, but like BlazBlue and stuff like that. But you can't actually stream a PSP game to your PS3.
Lame.
You can get like a an AV hookup to hook it up to your TV.
Yeah,
and it's
component cables.
kind of less annoying, but
They're
still
pretty
annoying.
shitty.
Yeah.
The window doesn't even cover the whole screen.
Because you still got to use the PSP as a controller, and that's just... Blah.
And it's a Sony cord product, so the cord's like 3/4 of the length it should be.
Yeah! You have to like lay down on the floor in front of a TV to play. I feel like I'm 8
Stretch
again
your
playing my
arms out
NES.
forward.
Yeah, that's because Japanese people live in tiny apartments, you know, where they sit like a foot from their TV.
They sit on the floor anyway.
That's
They
true.
spin
huh?
around and they're in their bathroom, and then they make a half 90-degree turn and they're in their kitchen.
God, then the GameCube was a thing. They must have had like coils of cord just everywhere for the controller.
Yeah. The GameCube did have really short controller cords.
Really, I thought they were pretty long. Crazy.
Huh. Maybe it's been so long since I've played a corded controlling game that whenever I play Smash
Right.
Brothers on the Wii, we use the GameCube controller and we're like, oh, this cord's so short, what the hell?
Yeah, that's because you have like the Wii stood up and they're like coming out of the top and it's all,
Yeah,
yeah, contorted.
it's like a science project. Well, Modus, what are you playing?
Well, I've been kind of hitting the bargain bin a little bit, so I've been playing a game called Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. It's another, I think, is a highly underrated game. It's a military first-person shooter simulation, so it's very unlike Call of Duty, and it's very much so more like, if you ever played the original Ghost Recon games, kind of like that.
Huh.
That's on the 360. It's on the PS3 also, but I picked up for the 360 because I was trying to avoid Jesse on the PS3.
Oh.
I've also Don't worry. I also picked up Armored Core 4 for the 360.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a funny I should say that. The game I picked up is called Armored Core 4 Answer, and it's arcade / simulation mech fighter. When I went to the store to buy the game, though, I bought it pre-owned. I bought 4 Answer, but they put the Armored Core 4 disc in the case, so I got home and I was playing it for a second, and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Why does it say Armored Core 4? I thought it was just 4 Answer. And then it dawned on me that the guy just saw 4, and then, 4, F-O-R.
yeah.
Probably didn't know how to spell right, so.
I'm assuming you bought it at GameStop.
What gave that away?
So he gave you the wrong game?
Yeah.
Now, did that work out in your favor? Was the game you got better than the one you paid for?
No, Armored Core 4 is older. Armored Core 4 Answer is a newer title with more stuff in it,
Right.
But, yeah, I think Aaron is the only intelligent person to have ever worked at a GameStop.
And they fired me.
Oh.
Wait, you got fired from GameStop?
Yeah.
What did you do?
It was like 3 or 4 completely unrelated events. My district manager was just trying to get rid of me. He was a new DM and he wanted to have his whole staff be people he hired, so he fired me and like 3 other managers within 2 weeks. Just for funsies.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Did he wear like Affliction t-shirts and stuff?
I only saw him at work, and so he was in like business casual, but I could imagine he would be the type that would outside of work.
Oh man, Affliction t-shirt, that's great. And one of those stupid sideways hats that are made to wear sideways, so they have the pattern like on the side of the hat.
Like a no fear hat.
No fear.
Fox racing. I don't know about you guys, but where I live, guys that ride around in like jacked up trucks, and they wear like the Fox racing gear and all that kind of stuff. We call them bros.
Oh yeah.
They ride around in bro dozers. I don't know if that's just a Southern California thing, but
We got guys that ride around in jacked up trucks here, except they got pictures of deer all over them and camouflage, and we call them rednecks.
A gun rack with no guns in it.
Yeah. No, they're guns. Lots of guns.
yeah. Well, out here instead of gun racks, we have like snowboard racks.
Sup, brah?
Artificial snow in Southern California.
Boogie board racks.
Yeah, so apart from that, I'm also playing, I picked up Dirt 3, speaking of pros.
I heard that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, for me, I really like rally racing and that kind of thing, so it just sits well with me. I don't think it's, the Dirt series isn't the most popular racer out there, but if you like rally and alternative type racing, it's a lot of fun. And the physics are awesome. Like, you go bounding down a dirt road, your little, whatever you're driving, a Peugeot or whatever. And if you hit these bumps just right, the wrecks can be pretty hilarious. So, I've been spending a lot of time on that one. That's about it. I finished Portal 2 like a month ago, so.
Man, I really wish I could play that game without profusely vomiting on myself.
Have you tried it at all, or?
No, not yet. I want to rent it. I don't want to buy it and then Ralph all over myself for $60. So I'm waiting for Redbox to get it because that's really the only place to rent games around here.
Right.
All the Blockbusters just closed down, and that was about it. for as far as game rental choices.
I think we've had this discussion before, but the thing with Portal 2, it's not as fast paced as like a military type shooter where you're
Yeah.
slipping around constantly. But like when you get the portals going and you're like kind of looping through them and the physics and all that stuff, and it starts speeding up, I could totally see you like freaking blowing chunks.
Now, I have seen a homebrew Wii game that's supposed to be a 2D version of the original Portal. And I haven't played that yet, but it's piqued my interest.
I still haven't played Portal 2 yet. I'm terrible.
Get with it, Jesse. God.
I haven't finished Portal 1.
Get with it, Lucas. God.
I refuse.
Quit playing Street Fighter so much.
No.
It's like his lifeblood.
There are other games, Lucas.
Where?
I don't know how to
Shadows
break
of
this
the
to you,
Day.
but... Alright, guys, I think it's time we tell Lucas, Cammy's not a real person, dude.
It's alright, I've moved on to Rose.
Oh.
Well, Jesse's already had her, so you may not want to go there.
Yeah. Mm.
Ouch.
Quarter circle left. B.
Yeah, she likes that one, huh?
Man,
Are
I
you
love...
shaking with rage?
So I think Modus is the only one who doesn't have a 3DS.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
I know.
No, now I'm trembling with rage. Well,
Are you guys-
fortunately for me, I can get it for $169.
Yeah, that's cute and all, but, we get 20 free games,
Yep.
10 of which you will never have.
Ever.
Never.
Ever.
Rage tremble.
I'm pretty excited about all the free Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
games. Honestly, I
one of
couldn't
them's
care
a
less
Kirby
about
game.
the NES, but whatever.
I'm gonna get them just because they're free, but
Right?
yeah, the GBA ones, that's really exciting.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the full list of games. Surprisingly, the
I
list
have it
on...
right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Read it to us, Lucas.
Alright, I will.
Nintendo's
So
website
for
is
the,
not up to date, surprisingly.
Yeah, I just Googled it. For the Nintendo, we have Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong Jr., which is kind of weird, Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, and for Zelda. Then for Game Boy Advance, we have Metroid Fusion, Mario Kart, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Yoshi's Island, and the first WarioWare.
I think they have confirmed Kirby and the Amazing Mirror also.
Oh.
Really?
Oh my god.
And, well, I forget the full title. Whatever Super Mario Bros. 3's Game Boy Advance title was.
It's like Super Mario Advanced 4, Super Mario Brothers 3.
Something like that.
It's actually a pretty good list, guys.
Yeah, and that's only half of it. So continue to rage tremble, Modus.
Especially
Yeah.
since Kirby's possibly one of the... Ugh.
You know, Magic Mirror was kind of a weird game, though.
Wasn't that the remake of Kirby Adventure?
I think so.
Yeah, Kirby Adventure's better.
Hey, remember Kirby Canvas Curse? That game was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was one of the first games I got on DS.
Yeah.
You know what Kirby kind of reminds me of is a fleshlight.
What?
I hate you.
He's all marshmallowy and I mean, is it a he? Would that be gay?
Kirby is a he, yes.
He's nothing like a fleshlight, and that's all I'm going to say.
You know, my Street Pass Me hat is the Kirby hat. Now I think I have to change it.
I'm just saying, what's in the middle?
It's magic.
Love.
Well, if you're gonna say love, then yes, it's more like a fleshlight.
Kindness.
But
Happiness.
you can just go with magic, and that wins because no one can explain magic, and they're just like, oh yeah, magic, that works. He's like magnets, you know? I mean, if a juggalo was here and he was like, what's a magnet? Then you could say, well, what's a Kirby?
If a juggalo was here, I'd leave.
Yeah. That's true.
I saw 2 juggalos out here at actually a GameStop.
Oh, well.
They both had like the family T-shirts with the clown and hatchet on the back.
Yeah.
One of them looked like
He was on meth?
Yeah, one was like Cletus the Slack-jawed yokel,
Yeah.
and the other just looked like a guy who plays. Well, I was gonna say it looks like he plays World of Warcraft all day, but
I used to do that.
kind of an unfair stereotype given how ripped Jesse is.
Yeah, ripped. That's the title. There you go.
So those games, I think September 1st is when you get the NES games, and then they haven't said when the GBA games come out yet, but it's going to be sometime before the end of 2011.
Yep.
That would be
spectacular.
I can't wait.
I definitely want to get a 3DS, and I like that the price is coming down, and it makes it, affordable. More affordable, at least. I'm still just a little leery about the library and the title, and the fact that they dropped the price so quick. I just don't want them to pull like a Sony PSP on us,
Right.
Well, the PSP kind of started to get some better games as of late. They have some. I mean, if you like RPGs, they have some pretty good RPGs, but I can see that.
I feel like my memory could be kind of hazy because it's been forever, but I feel like it took a pretty long time for the first DS to gain steam as well.
You may be right about that.
So
Yeah,
I think a lot of the 3DS is doomed price. I think that's a lot of knee-jerk internet reactions at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot of games coming out in this year that are good. Star Fox 64 is just really a couple weeks away.
Do a barrel roll.
Yep.
And now you'll get to see your friends' faces making those sounds instead of like plushies.
What?
It's gonna use the inward-facing camera so you can see the people you're playing with.
Oh, because the multiplayer. Okay.
Yeah.
What if you put your scrotum on screen?
Yes.
I'm sure Nintendo would find some way to filter that out.
Blasphemy.
It's hard to tell what you're looking at first. They're so big,
Is that Slippy? Oh, wait. No.
In a manner of speaking.
But I have a better ship.
Yeah, I'm sure once winter rolls around, there will be a million games out.
Cave Story is supposed to be out by the end of the year. Cave Story 3D.
I have to play that.
Mario Kart and Super Mario 3D Land. Worst title ever, but
Looks pretty awesome though.
Yeah, the game should be good. And Mario Kart 3DS is supposed to have hang gliders. How exciting is that?
Huh?
Hang gliders?
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Hang gliders like shoot out of the back of your cart and you glide.
Oh, okay.
They
like-
kind of toned down the AI a little bit this time.
Let's see, what else?
When does the new Rocket Slime come out?
Shit, when does that come out?
Because that's
It's only just now kind of like a thing in Japan. I don't know if it's out there yet.
Oh. There's the first Rocket Slime was awesome.
Activision's supposed to be doing the Spider-Man Edge of Time for 3DS. That should be fun. Bit Trip Saga. I'm going to be all over that one.
I'm really looking forward to the Devil Survivor remake coming out at the end of the month. Those crazy Shin Megami Tensei games.
Yeah. Did you play it for DS or?
Oh yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Wait, let's not forget the most important upcoming 3DS release, Cooking Mama 4.
Hey, when's Kid Icarus coming out?
2011 is about all they say right now.
When it's done.
Yeah, when they're done with it.
I'm gonna make Mama so happy. Sorry, I realize I have nothing of value to add to this dialogue.
It's okay.
Oh,
We're just glad you're
you
here.
can just make stuff up.
Oh, cool.
You just look at the list of upcoming games and point out all the garbage. Like Puppies and Horses 3D.
Yeah, that's the game you
Laugh
want.
track.
Majesco's supposed to be putting out a game called Pet Zombies 3D, which kind of sounds like Nintendogs, but with a zombie.
There aren't enough 2D little zombie games on the market. Yeah, there it is, Pet Zombies.
Yep.
Right.
It seems like just in this last generation, there's been a real outpouring of zombie games. And I don't really know what to set off. It's not like zombies are a new concept or anything, but it's just everybody's trying to jump on the zombie bandwagon. You know, it's like there's a marketing team, you know, sitting somewhere in a high rise, like, oh, these dumbass kids love zombies.
And probably all of those marketing guys are all zombies themselves.
I mean, there
you're
are
probably
some
right
good
about
zombie games.
Oh yeah, Left 4 Dead is awesome. I think it's great.
I do think, though, they are trying to jump on some sort of bandwagon with the zombies. Although I gotta say, I am looking forward to Dead Island.
Oh, don't even get me started about that game.
That one does look awesome. It played awesome at E3. I can just say that, hands down.
I will probably be covered in vomit for a month while I'm playing that game.
It'll smell like a zombie. Great.
Exactly. It'll add a new level of depth to the experience.
It'll be like method gaming. Then you need to get one of those, what was called? The reactor? It was like this thing you strapped on your back, and then, like, whenever your character took damage on any video game, it would, like, rumble and you'd, like, feel stuff on your back. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's like weren't they trying to put those out for first-person shooters?
It was, like, back in... I remember seeing it for, like, Sega Genesis and stuff. I was like, oh, I gotta have one of those. And my parents were like, no, you're not buying it. That's stupid.
It is probably like $500 at the time, too.
Yeah.
I can't
How could
remember
someone
how
ever come up with something like that and expect it to sell? I don't understand.
Yeah.
This is basic civil defense information from the Department of Defense.
I'm trying to remember how much the original NES cost when it first came out.
Near the ground. Great quantities of earth and debris are sucked up into the fireball. And
I feel like I paid like around, I don't know, maybe 100 or 150 for mine.
That sounds about right. Which, you know, back then was a lot more.
Well, I was like 8 or 9. I think we're the same age, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
So I didn't actually pay for it.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, you know, he had a job and everything. And
No, but I had
on his car. And...
my grandpa always gave us cash for Christmas, and I would save like for any birthday money and stuff like that before Christmas.
See, mine came in a case. It said Movie Busters on the outside.
I feel way too young for this conversation.
I remember my mom and dad got me one. But they played it a lot too, and I remember nights where I couldn't sleep because they were playing Dr. Mario and like cussing each other out the entire time.
Guys, do you remember when the Nintendo 64 came out? That was cool, right?
Yeah. Or there was this one great game called Sky Shark, and my dad
Shark's
used to
awesome.
play it. Yeah, my dad used to play it all the time, and like, you know, I sucked at it because I was a kid, and I, you know, used a Game Genie, and my dad would come in the room and make fun of me and stuff. And one night he beat it, and like he woke me up at like 1 a.m. to rub it in my face that he beat it and I didn't.
Make sure every member of your family knows it.
According to Eurogamer, the NES launched at $200, which sounds kind of high. That sounds high, but maybe I didn't get it the year it launched. It said it's 1986, so it was probably a little after launch when I got it.
I'd say that my dad really loved me, but the fact that it came from Movie Busters and never went back.
So
I think that was
he just
like
rented it and never returned it?
I got the case sitting right here.
Awesome.
It's nice because the foam on the inside is all molded, like perfect for the console. It's just got a Movie Busters serial number on it.
Probably because they intended it to travel, not stay in one home.
Yeah.
I have this crazy Chinese thing that plays Nintendo games.
Oh, I've seen
yeah?
this before.
Yeah, it's like Famicom colored, like red and white. And like the cartridges jut out, like most of the cartridge just sticks out of the thing.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo's patents on the NES hardware expired, and they never renewed them.
Yeah.
I feel like I read something about that somewhere.
It's the most awkward looking thing ever, but it works so much better than the actual NES.
Really? You have to blow in it or stick a game on top?
As long as the game itself is fine. Like the connector pins are fantastic.
Is it one of those that plays the NES and SNES ones, or just an NES?
No, I actually still have a legitimate Super Nintendo, so I didn't need one of those.
Oh, cool.
I don't know about your Super Nintendo, but mine's all colored yellow.
Yeah, mine turned yellow
really
too.
Confused by that.
Did
my
you
controller
pee on it?
No, it's a common thing with the Super Nintendo. It's just how the plastic is.
It's like air exposure over time turns it yellow.
So should we move on to reader mail? I think it's a good time. We actually have 2 questions.
Huh.
2.
We've hit the big time.
Yeah.
That's more than one.
And one of them is from someone I don't even know.
Really?
And it's not like spam mail or...
No.
Are we dead?
No, this is real. So, should we go with the stranger question first, or should we go with ex-RobotAwesome staffer Eli questions first?
Stranger danger.
Okay. I can't pronounce his name. Zakari Darkspear. That sounds like an RPG name to me. But he says, I would like to know who you guys consider to be a gamer, and gamer is in quotes. Are there certain specifications one must meet, or are there really different types of gamers, rather than lumping them all into one unbiased gamer category?
Talk about a loaded question.
Someone really wants to like outwardly identify themselves as a gamer, they should feel free.
Yeah, I agree with that, but also, like, to me, the people that, well, not everybody, but a large chunk of the people that call themselves gamers, it kind of carries a negative connotation with me, and kind of reminds me of, like, the N4G trolls that sit around, like, finding the misplaced periods and commas in an article to try to discredit it or something. So, but yeah, I agree. I think like it should be a broad term that if you really want to stick that label on yourself, then go for it.
I think there are 2 subsets of gamers too. You got casual gamers, you got hardcore gamers, and
trolls.
Yeah, and people in affliction t-shirts that make fun of people called gamers.
And then they go home and play Halo.
Yeah, you slam a bunch of
Oh yeah, you got bro gamers too.
Yeah, bro gamers.
They only play motocross games.
What do you think, Jesse?
Yeah, I think, it's so weird because being a gamer, or even a nerd to begin with, of any type, we've always had this, stigma where we get picked on and whatnot, maybe not so much anymore, but then when you actually get into the sect of people, you find out that they can be just as douchey too, and you've got, a lot of elitist nerds and gamers that, if you're not doing this right, they hate you. If you're new, they hate you. If you like a certain type of game, they hate you. And there's all these stupid rules to being, I guess, a gamer, I just like to have fun.
Right, I just like to play games.
It's kind of like saying somebody is human, you know? There are different kinds of humans, different cultures of humans. You know, gamers, I think, are, you know, obviously a subset of humans, but they also have their own varied and unique, what am I trying to say? Gamers are very multifaceted people.
True.
Yeah, and they also use the internet more than anyone else. They're just more obnoxious about it.
Like, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, never mind. It wasn't that funny. Sorry. Anyways,
Alright, so the next question is from ex-RoboAwesome staff member Eli. What are your thoughts, if any, on the growing mobile games market as it continues to affect sales of typical video game fare? Is gamers' rejection of mobile due to the desire of legitimacy of console games?
I don't know.
I think my rejection of mobile gaming is the fact that I don't like mobile games. You know, there's some that I like, but, you know, I play them for like 30 or, you know, maybe 30 minutes tops, and then I get really bored, and usually there's just not enough depth there to keep me occupied for the same amount of time as a regular game would. Even a game on a handheld, like, you know, like Zelda in 3D, I've put in almost 40 hours in, and there's no mobile game that's going to give me that kind of experience.
Yeah, you know what? I always look for games that have substance on the phone, on my Android, because I like the console type experience where I can really get involved and in depth. But at the same time, it's like kind of a double-edged sword, because if I'm playing on my phone, that usually means I'm on the go.
Or on the toilet.
Well, that's the same thing as on the go. But yeah, I mean, I think mobile games in general just are designed to be quick pick up and play. So I don't know. Are people rejecting that stuff? It seems like it's really popular.
Yeah, like I have a
Go ahead.
it's like, you know, games like Angry Birds, which, as you know, anyone will tell you they're a huge fan of Angry Birds, and that's a mobile game. But, you know, I think on the other side, a normal mobile game costs between 99 cents and $10?
like $20 if you're Square Enix.
Yeah. And, you know,
Yeah, don't get me
typically
started.
the games, like you said, don't have a whole lot of substance. And I don't have too much experience with the mobile games, but it seems like that money could be spent better elsewhere, where, like, on Steam, you can find some really kick-ass indie games for about the same amount, and they've got way much more depth.
I can't tell you I've never paid for a mobile game. Like I've only played free ones, like Nyan Cat, which ridiculously, that's like the game I'm playing the most on my phone right now. So if that gives you any clue, like what kind of mobile gaming experience I have.
I've paid for 2 games. I've paid for an app called Chesspresso. I play a lot of chess. I also paid for a game called Battleheart, which is actually really awesome.
I also have a crappy BlackBerry, so I don't have any good games.
Breakout.
A BlackBerry.
I have an iPhone, and apparently I've never really messed with Android before, but apparently the iPhone has a lot more support from like actual video game companies, like, you know, fucking Square Enix, like Aaron mentioned before. Also Konami, Capcom, you know, etc. But a lot of them are like, you know, it's like PSP syndrome, but worse. It's like watered down versions of high-profile console games. Like, just to use Square Enix as an example, you have Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy, and recently Final Fantasy Tactics, and they're, you know, old console games with maybe some tweaks, touch-ups. Mostly they just have really crappy controls.
Yeah, I saw a video of a Monster Hunter game for iOS, and it looked ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. Like, you know, I would be the type, if you give me Monster Hunter in any form, I'm going to want to play it. But, like, I don't know, just watching the gameplay video of Monster Hunter for iPhone just made me want to gouge my eyes out. It was that crappy.
Like Capcom, they've got like Resident Evil 4, Devil May Cry, Dead Rising, Street Fighter 4 on the iPhone, and they're all just really cumbersome and awkward versions of console games, and there's no real point to me to bother with those.
I'd say another problem with it is virtual keypad doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the touchscreen does not work for anything but like flicking birds around, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's a technology that's evolving, and maybe with time it'll get better. I mean...
Yeah, I'm sure eventually we'll just have like, everyone will have PSPs with phone features or something.
I mean, look at handheld gaming at the time, you know. Game Boy was successful, but all the other handhelds that came out, I had a Game Gear, and, you know, I fooled myself into liking that thing, but looking back at it now,
How much money did you spend on batteries?
Oh my god, yeah, that thing, like, you needed to buy batteries every day. Yeah. I eventually bought an AC adapter, which means, you know, I was playing at home, which I could just play my Sega Genesis instead. And you couldn't really take it with you to play unless you were going out during the night, because the screen was terrible during the day. You couldn't see what you were doing. Game Gear rage.
Yeah, the Game Gear was kind of a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't the Sega Nomad, though.
Don't feel too bad, I own an Atari Jaguar.
Oh, Sewer Shark. I remember playing Sewer Shark at Blockbuster. That and Alien vs. Predator.
One of my boyfriend's favorite childhood games is Sewer Shark for Sega CD.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
awesome.
There were more Sega CD games than like Snatcher and Sonic.
Yeah, it was like one of the first games to have full motion video in it.
Huh.
You remember Ground Zero Texas?
No.
It's a game. Sega
I'm
CD.
terrifying.
Or Jurassic Park, the game.
Oh, yeah.
I had that for Genesis. Was that the one where you could play as the Velociraptor?
No, you're thinking of the 2D side scroller. This one was you go around and like investigate. It's kind of like Myst in a way.
With dinosaurs.
Yeah.
There was Batman Returns for Sega CD, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I think they put one of the Street Fighters on Sega CD also.
Yeah, I think Sega CD had a bunch of fighter ports just because it was a CD-based game, so it could handle them. You had like Street Fighter and Darkstalkers and stuff like that. Or you couldn't really do good versions of those until the Saturn came out.
Good old Sega Saturn. Sega Sanshiro, Sega Sanshiro. Those commercials were awesome. If you have some time, YouTube Sega Sanshiro.
Okay.
Best video game commercials ever.
Better than the Game Boy Wrap.
No, this is way better. This guy, his name Sega Sanshiro. He goes around and makes people play the Sega Saturn. And like these like kids are going out to go play baseball, and he like beats them up, and then like drags them into their home so they can play Sega Saturn instead.
Wow.
There's like 20 of them, and they like tell like kind of like a story.
No wonder the Sega Saturn failed.
People thought they were going to get beat up if they didn't play.
marketing scheme based on abusing children.
That's a problem.
That sounds like it would be pretty successful to me.
I remember there was like, a bunch of stuff that like would make fun of you if you played Nintendo in magazines.
Sega got what Nintendo don't or something shit like that.
Yeah. Ooh, that's clever. Speaking of which, oh, go ahead.
I was say I remember these old, I think they might have been Game Gear commercials where it was like a dog walking around trying to look at each of the video game consoles, and they were showing it in black and white because like dogs don't see color, and then the tagline was like, "You're not some stupid dog, are you? Play games in color."
Thanks,
So
Meg.
mean.
Speaking of not being a stupid dog, what are some upcoming releases that you guys are looking forward to?
Skyrim. That's
Oh
my-
yeah, Skyrim.
That's the big one that I'm pumped for. And Zelda Skyward Sword, probably.
Oh yeah. Dead Island.
Yeah, Dead Island.
Here's War 3.
Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online. And to be less predictable, I'm also looking forward to Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2, which I'm like shocked is actually coming out in the United States.
Huh.
Oh,
Because it came out in Japan like forever ago.
Yeah, what's with us not localizing games that might be fun?
Because they don't sell. That's
'Cause
the
I
sad
want-
truth. They just don't sell.
I want some Xenoblade and some Last Story.
You should just hack your Wii.
It's been done. Now I'm just waiting for the PAL versions to come out.
It's this week. The PAL ones come out this week.
Both of them?
At least for Xenoblades.
Sweet. Sweet. Also looking forward to Star Wars, The Old Republic, obviously.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a question for the group.
Yeah.
Assuming all video game characters sat on a chair for like a day straight, whose chair would you least want to smell?
Wait, like,
Every video game character?
Well, they-
Wario.
Each of their own individual chairs, so you're smelling their own unique scent.
I probably want to be the furthest away from Wario's chair.
Yeah, I agree. Wario, or maybe even Bowser.
what about like Muck or something? Because I mean, that's a lot of video game characters. I
I
mean,
don't think Muck could really occupy a chair very well.
he'd just be all over it, you know. And then when he got up or like slithered out of it, it'd be this like goop all in it.
Isn't he like pure poison? Probably just melt the chair.
Or like a poo snake from Blue Dragon.
Poo Snake.
That's what they're called, and they're
Oh yeah.
Man, screw those things. I hated them.
yeah. Oh, I love Blue Dragon. Great game, great game. Anyways.
I tried to love it, but it was very hard.
For me, I think it would be Angus from Dragon Quest VIII.
Poor blimey!
Yeah, I do not want to smell that dude's chair.
You kind of like those obvious ones like Donkey Kong, maybe. Peppy might because he's kind of old.
Donkey
maybe
Kong is
he's
classy enough to wear a tie. I bet he bathes in some capacity too.
well, Peppy's kind of old, so he might be rocking some adult bunny diapers. So he might use the boost to get through way too many times.
If you want to really stretch it, I could say I would want to be around the giant barf monster from Earthbound.
Yeah, there you go. This question is very loaded.
I think we could do a whole podcast on this topic.
I know. We could just
Which
talk
video
about
game
people
characters
with
smell the
smelly
worst?
asses.
Is Danny DeVito in any video games?
I hope not.
Wait, what did you say?
Danny DeVito?
Oh,
I imagine the golem from Lord of the Rings is probably pretty smelly.
yeah. This is a tough question.
Oh wait, never mind. The
Huh.
giant shit monster from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't think anything can compete with that.
I don't know. I mean, see,
It's like a skyscraper-sized pile of shit, dude. I don't.
but what kind of shit is it? I mean,
It depends on who it came out of, because, if
And
it
what
was
they've
anyone
been
like
eating.
me, my shit doesn't stink, so...
I'm sure
I don't
we've
know how to
done
respond to that.
we've done some sort of capacity of yard work at one point, so you may have smelled like cow manure, and yeah, it smells bad, but there's a lot of other stuff that smells worse than that. So if that giant shit monster is like cow manure shit, then yeah, it's gonna suck, but there's other stuff that you just don't want to smell.
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. Like, have you ever... I don't know if I should discuss this on the podcast, but it's pertinent to smelling. When you've been, like, running or working and you get that grease between your nuts?
Oh,
That stuff is vile.
Oh. That's called Fremunda.
You could like...
Fermunda
kill-
cheese. Oh, we're gonna earn that explicit tag on iTunes today.
I didn't
Is
say
that
anything
where
bad.
RoboCast 10 or whatever it was got banned?
Yeah, I think so.
The Pokemon fiction?
Yeah.
Aw.
It's okay. We're on Stitcher Radio now officially, so
I don't know what that means, but it sounds kind of cool.
It's
it's
basically... Oh,
like
go ahead.
podcast streaming on a mobile phone. I think they have it for iPhone and Android, and BlackBerry too. One of my employees did it.
Kevin Smith's podcast is on there.
Yeah.
But, let's see. Okay. So, does anybody want to say how people can reach you?
I'm on Twitter at Aaron Deppert. It's AronDeppert. And I guess if you're really interested in Facebook, you could find me at facebook.com/Aaron.Deppert.
You can also reach any of us by email. Just use the first name at RobotScience.com. Except we have a surplus of Ryan's, so it'll be Ryan O.
And
Ryan
Jeff-
F.
Jesse's email is broken.
Yeah, it's still broken.
Nah, I don't have one yet.
This will all be fixed before this podcast is.
Awesome.
I also have a Twitter. It's at ARCASPIFF, which is Arcaspiff. I also do a little thing on the side, frictionmitten.com.
What is a friction mitten?
A friction mitten is... I think it's actually a slang term for a vagina. But it sounded neat. So,
I was gonna say it sounds like a fleshlight.
yeah. You asked.
That's cool.
You can find Robo Awesome in general on Twitter at Robo_Awesome and Facebook.com/RoboAwesome.com, and that's all spelled out. Not an actual dot, but the word dot.
DOT.
All on the internet.
Yes.
Department of the Transportation. And
How about
I think
you,
that-
Lucas? Do you want any new Twitter stalkers?
Sure, why not? I'm on Twitter at HoktoNoRukus.
You're gonna have to spell that.
Yeah. HOKUTONORUCAS.
I still don't know how to spell it. Thank God my Twitter client has
Alternatively, just hit up somebody else and be on their follower list.
We'll hook you up.
Just plaster the staff page with links or something.
There we go.
Oh, that's another thing. Our staff page will be appropriately updated very shortly.
Excellent. With lasers.
Yes, there will be lasers.
And tractor beams.
Whoa.
And repulsor lifts.
Nothing but the best from RobotScience.
Yeah.
And assassin droids.
And Pikachu's.
Like IG-88. Who would win, IG-88 or Pikachu? Go.
Pikachu, duh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Pikachu.
You think so? IG-88's an assassin
Doesn't
droid.
electricity usually, like, do bad things to robots?
It might, but you never know what it's... It could, give him a dose of more power, and he could blast Pikachu in the face with his pulse cannon.
I have a Pikachu that knows Surf that could totally short out all of its circuits.
There you go.
Alright, there you go. Okay, you win.
Alright, so is that it?
Think so?
Alright, thanks for listening, everybody, and I'd say see you next time, but we don't really know when that'll be, so bye
Keep
for
playing.
now.